Africa is called the third world, the developing world, and we have the first world and the second world. Why is Africa the way it is? Africans have excelled all over the world. Sunday is an African in Ukraine. The other Africans in other places. Why is Africa the way it is? Even in this seminar, we discussed it. And we came to the conclusion that we know the reasons why. It's not superstitious. There are principles. There are reasons why. One of the fundamental reasons why Africa lags behind is because we don't understand the concept and the management of time. We waste time, and we think we're just wasting time. We're wasting our nations. Our nations are lagging behind. I believe that anybody that comes that can embrace the truth will never be the same. The question is, will you be open and will you be willing to apply what you discover when you go back?
Being a convener of this whole event, I know that there have not been many seminars or conferences where I have been to. In fact, as a matter of fact, I cannot even remember a single one where I have been to personally where I needed to give exams every day and, test on or exams on every topic that I've learned, and where I needed to mobilize myself to really, to remain in the program, that I have to pass the exams every day, and many exams, and the amount of work that I needed to do. Is that, what you tell us about that?
I would say is everything is built in, number one, to know where you are and to get you where you should be.
I see.
That's how the whole thing is conceived. That the first thing is to examine, first of all, where am I standing? Did I have been able to achieve what I could achieve at this time? If not, so where should I be in the next 10 or 5 years? And I've never been in the conference whereby they tell you to read, to answer questions, to give exams, and the discipline. If you come late, you will not be accepted again. If you are not done your job in time.
Yeah, people don't hear, but I know. So I can relate to what you're saying. But just imagine people who don't know what you're talking about,
because
who are listening now.
The system is being the way that to remove laziness and indiscipline from your life.
I see.
Because you can never achieve anything if indiscipline is. It's just like in the school. If you don't do your homework, you don't read, you can't pass exam. That's how it is. So in most conference we go is where you are free, you are taking notes, whether you understand or not, you go back home. But here is, they want to make sure you understand what you are there for. They want to make sure, have you been able to achieve what you came for? You pay your ticket, you pay all of these things. It's not about money here. It's about you. You are the first person. They are focusing everything on your success for you to succeed. So you have exam, they give you the topics, you answer the questions. Now the question had to be answered based on your experience, based what you know, must be detailed, what you know, why is it things that have gone wrong in your life.
So it's not just something, just giving back exam, what they told you, just write it back to the person.
No, it's not yes, no, yes, no. No, that is that's what we do in the world. No, here is yes, why, explain why, how will you apply it in your life? What do you think this lesson can change your life in the future?
Self-analysis.
Self-analysis. So you see inside of yourself. You have to be sincere about yourself. Then you have to give a thorough writing that this is how it is. And you have to do that in less than 4 hours. So you have a book to read for 2 hours. Imagine most of us will read one book for 1 month. Sometimes we read it for 2 months. Yes. But in this place, they put in the system that you have to read one book in 2 hours. And not only reading the book, but you must understand what is written in the book, what are the lessons you learn from that book, how will you apply those lessons in your life. So it makes you to be sober, it makes you to control your life. As you said something really that is the 5 first minutes, seconds of your life that are very important. How you manage every minute of your life, not every day, but every minute of your life. That would count. Now, I've never been in the conference where they tell me how to manage every minute of your life. So that's the key, that you have to be disciplined on yourself, read the book, go to the question, answer them, and reply them. If you don't give them on time, they will not allow you to come back Either you stand on the wall for the whole seminar, for the whole, 3, 4, 6 hours standing. Now, if you get 3 red cards, you not come back again in the system.
You go back home.
You go back home. If you come from England, you go back to England. So that, yes.
What will you say about that? Is that a form of studies that is totally different from what we're used to?
Yes, I would say yes. And what the seminar was doing was to allow us to experience the 2 grams of pain that comes from disciplining your flesh, rather than the 2 tons of pain that will come from failure in real life.
What does that mean to people who are watching us? They don't know that statement. What somebody is hearing that, what is he talking about?
If you discipline yourself to do what you need to do when you need to do it, you experience some pain.
Yes.
But that pain is nothing compared to the pain you will experience if life teaches you that pain. The pain you go through when you make yourself do what you need to do when you need to do it is little. It's like 2 grams.
Okay.
Compared to the pain you will experience when life has taught you the pain or brought you to a place of pain. What the seminar was trying to do was to help everybody go through the pain of personal discipline, which is just 2 grams, compared to the pain that comes when you're 60, about to die, and you look at your life and there is nothing. When you're 70 and you look back and you can't see what has happened in the last 70 years, that pain is much more superior than the pain of disciplining yourself to do what you need to do when actually you need to do them. So these 3 days was to help us to make the choice to discipline ourselves to do what we need to do, especially when the principles have been taught us, so that it now becomes a personal choice to live a life of discipline. Now, we also learned that pain is a friend. It's not something to be avoided, especially if you take yourself through that process. But that pain will come in life if you don't take yourself through the process. But the pain from life is a much heavier pain and is full of regret. But the pain from discipline has no regret in it.
But how could people package that in a seminar or conference from our own understanding of seminar conference? How was that packaged? That you are able to, that was communicated to you, and you were able to say you got something?
Because the schedule was very intense. We wake up in the morning, if you slept at all. And the first day, we started at 7:30 with breakfast, which was scheduled to last for 1 hour. Eventually, it was being cut away. And then we have devotion for about half an hour. Between 9 and 12, you have first 2 lectures, a break at 12 for 15 minutes, 12:15, and if something happened, it's 5 minutes. And then we had seminars, 2 seminars in between, then lunch. After lunch, we had about 2 to 3.5 hours to read. We had 2 hours to read a book. And then when you come back at, what time do you come back again?
8 o'clock.
We come back at 8 p.m. By the time you're coming back, that book you read, you're supposed to have summarized it and submitted, plus the assignment from the lectures you attended in the morning. And then when the class is ending by 12 midnight, you still have to, you have an assignment to submit by 7 a.m. and still start to read the book, because when you go to class, you don't have time to read again. So if you're able to catch some sleep, maybe 2, 3, depending on who you are, by the time you go through that the first day, and then second day, and third day, it is communicated. Because the schedule is very tight
so
and very intense.
So this is not just teaching by talking. This is not just theoretic seminar.
It was not theoretical at all.
It's practical. Really, you have to demonstrate that you have understood what they taught you and give it back to us. Now, don't give it back to us just on the surface. We want you to go more deeper. Use your own experience and how you will apply it in your life. And that's the nucleus of it. That is the gold part of it.
So you could call it a boot camp, or Rangers preparatory training, or Marine training, like in American Army, or Rangers, Marine.
Yes, but the difference is that I can be a soldier for a few years and I retire. This is about life. It's your life. Is boot camp, but life boot camp. Boot camp in the sense that it's not just to make me go to the war, fight and win and come back. It's whether I'm in the war or at home. This is life. because it's about life. It's about my life. You know, one of the we took a class on fighting indiscipline, and one of the things we learned is that the greatest way to fight indiscipline is to protect your time and plan your life, to make the most of your time. And from that class also, we know that time is a constraint, and that the greatest success in life is born out of constraint. This helps you to understand that your life on earth is only a pause in eternity, and how you manage your seconds is how you're managing your eternity.
Brilliant.
But I don't think many people in the world
Have you
ever thought about that. And that's why there are few people.
Well, thank you so much, Pastor John. Thank you, Pastor Paul. Our time has come to the end again, and unfortunately, we need to end this program at this time. And it's been wonderful to just bring our friends to you to tell you their experience or their experiences in Kyiv, Ukraine. And we really hope it will help you and challenge you to want to find out for yourself what is really going on in Kyiv or in the Embassy of God. Well, you are welcome, and I will be happy to receive you here. Just get in touch with us through the telephone and the email that is on the screen. May the Lord bless you.
300 Christians needed to change the spiritual temperature of this nation forever. Are you one of them? The Bible says creation is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. For this end time, you don't have to be a pastor or someone in a leadership position in a church to be part of this great move of God. All you need is a genuine hunger for the kingdom of God to be established on earth. Pastor Sunday Adelaja, the pastor of the largest church in Europe, the Embassy of God, is initiating a move of God in this nation called the History Makers Bible School. The History Makers Bible School takes place only on one Saturday every month to equip you for the next level. It will also be a good opportunity to network with like-minded Christians. You will receive tried and tested keys to church growth and pastoring without tears at the Emmanuel Center, 9 to 23 Marsham Street, Victoria, London, Southwest 1P 3DW. Registration is £40 per session. To register, call 0798 114 6157 or email admin@hmbsuk.org or visit the website at www.hmbsuk.org.